Hi everyone, I'm reviewing the Brever 8-inch chef's knives that comes in a nice case. It has a sleeve on it, and you open the case, and the first thing that you notice is that everything is covered in a nice velvet. You take the covering off the knife, and the next thing you see is the knife itself. It has a nice hammered finish that, from what I found out from my research, functions similarly to a Santoku knife, that the indentations help to keep food from sticking to the knife. And as you know, with Santoku knives or any others, you're going to have foods that stick to anything, but this does help. The knife itself is very sharp, and it also comes with a nice sleeve to keep it in. It has a locking sleeve, so you take the little lock thing out. You can put it into the sleeve and then lock it in so it doesn't come out. Where this comes in handy is if you keep your knives in drawers. You don't want them bouncing against other knives or anything else, because it's going to harm the finish of the knife and also the blade. So it's important to keep all of your good knives in a sleeve. One of the things I noticed is this sleeve is very thin, so it doesn't take a lot of space in your knife drawer. Some of the ones that I've bought in the past where I had to buy sleeves for my knives, they're extremely thick, they're heavy, and they take a lot of space. So this is something that I appreciate a lot. The other thing that I would like to mention with this particular knife is that it's made with an Aus 10 steel that I wasn't familiar with until I looked at this knife, and I looked it up because in the past I had been looking for VG steel, which is something that is less likely to rust, it's stronger, it sharpens better. Aus steel is a step above the VG steel. It sharpens, it has a little more flexibility to it, so you're less likely to break the blade. And it sharpens much better than the VG steel. So the next demonstration I'm going to show to you is how this knife works, because this particular kind of knife, personally, I don't use it just for slicing, but I find it very useful in chopping or actually any kind of chopping jobs that you might have. So I'll get back to you and we'll show you some demonstrations. Okay, so what I have here is a small piece of red onion, and I'm not going to cut a lot of it because whatever I cut I'm going to end up throwing out because I'm not cooking right now. But the weight of the knife cuts right through this, and you can cut thin slices, as thin as you like. See how thin that slice is? And the weight of the knife helps you to cut through. Okay, if you happen to be chopping, okay, the first thing that I do is to slice it and cut through this way. Okay, and then if you're looking for diced onions, this is something that works really well, because then you have your diced onions with practically no effort. Okay, with this knife, because it has the curved edge on it, it's great for chopping or making it even smaller. Hold the end of the knife and just run it right through. Run over it a few times. And the weight of the knife actually helps a lot as far as cutting through everything, because all you have to do is just lift it. And you can see you can chop as fine as you like, and it's really no effort at all. So this holds true for, anything that you would like to chop. Just be careful you don't cut yourself, because I tend to do that a lot. But if you look at this, it's pretty well chopped down, and you could make it even smaller if you like. I've also used this knife for cutting tomatoes. Cuts right through. It's a little heavier than some of the other high-end knives, but the weight itself actually works for you because you don't, especially for chopping, I mean, all you're doing is holding the handle and let the knife do the work. You don't have to do it. So personally, I love this knife, and I'm looking into other knives of the same brand, and when I do get them, I'm going to be putting reviews in for these. But this particular knife, okay, this is something that I would not use every day because I am not chopping every day. And slicing, I generally use a smaller 6-inch utility knife. So that's probably the next knife I will buy of this brand. But I'm really ecstatic with this brand. I love it. And so far, the sharpness and everything, I'm really very impressed. So I hope this review was helpful for you, and thank you for watching.